All right, we're back in. We've got Rinshy on the serve. We've got Finesse Light Windows because we've got Demogorgon Killer. Demogorgon's officially allowed 3 perks on Survivor because his chase is just so good.
Yeah.
He's considered an S tier killer when it comes to chase. I believe it's Blight, Clown, and Demogorgon. Starting off, he's going to run Shack here.
Killer.
Yeah, he's got finesse. He's got this filler right behind him. He's got a couple connecting windows. He should be fine here as long as he doesn't get mind gamed. And
I find demos so scary, and it shows off immediately here with Rinshy, because the moment you're on that straight, you immediately just have to drop the pallets or you get it.
Yeah, one of my favorite things about Demogorgon is the control key. I love the control key. I can just press it and avoid a hit 9 times out of 10. And it's so fun.
Oh yeah, the crouch check against Demo and Billy, it's unbelievable how consistently strong that is. Because yeah, with Demo's hitbox, the way it works is when he actually lunges at you or shreds you, and his arms go up, that is actually the hitbox too. So you can crouch or duck underneath them. And we're probably going to see that constantly. Every time a Demo is going to try to make a hit, we're going to see the survivor immediately hit control, as you said it.
Yeah, as soon as you go around a corner, if you think, oh, I might be getting a hit here, you just press control. You should be safe. Is going to take the hit. Now, Shred, the cooldown, if he's bringing the add-ons I believe he's bringing, he actually gets a reduced cooldown compared to an M1. Yeah, Black Heart. So he's able to gain less distance. So we're probably going to see a lot of Demogorgons just holding their Shred and just waiting for Survivor to do a movement or something that says that they're not going to miss their Shred, so they gain less distance. See,
yeah,
there it comes. See, told you. You're afraid I might be getting a hit here. Just control key. Oh, I think that was an auto aim.
Oh. Yeah, I was gonna say, even if you manage to dodge that shred, the way that Friq just played it was quite nice, because he shredded past the tile. So basically when he couldn't, so the survivor wasn't able to dodge into the tile, obviously, because there's a solid wall, so he had to dodge the other way. And the moment he does, the Demogorgon puts himself between the tile and the survivor. So in that scenario, Friq successfully managed to zone in that chase and get our survivor stuck in the open field, which is then why he wasn't able to connect it to any other tile, and in the end did go down despite the auto aim on the tiles. But yeah, still a 1 minute and 50-second chase with 3 perks. Might we add
Now that is actually really good for a Demogorgon chase as the serve.
Yeah. Still.
Demogorgon chase, even with good RNG, can be quite short. Like, it can average around a minute to like maybe a minute 30. But you saw even then, after he got auto-aimed, he pulled up the shred to fake it, and Rinshy actually fell for it. He went for the crouch, so he couldn't make it around the corner and potentially make the pallet gem. So as soon as he heard that M2 charge up, he pressed control and went to the side and was like, well, I'm dodging this. That's what I love about Demogorgon. That's what I love about Demogorgon, Blight, Billy, like, just seeing how a survivor gets to an opportunity where like their chainsaw or whatever can't hit because of the crouch key, they just instantly hit it. They don't think about it at all. It's like a reflex at this point.
Yeah, we saw that on the pallet gym, right? When later in that chase, or near the end of the chase, when he didn't even use his ability yet, but he just instinctively, the moment he got close to that corner, he just instinctively crouched, even though he didn't even use his ability. So it's really interesting.
Friq pulled up his M2, but he just tapped it for a second, and it baited out Rinshy to crouch to the side, which meant that he lost distance and couldn't make it dodge the shred again. And back in, we've got a shack window leading into a good part of the map, it seems. Now, Friq is going to have to actually pull something out here. As long as Rinshy plays this very well, then a 150-second chase is going to be very difficult to beat.
Yeah, it is a pretty good time. It's still, again, we allow 3 perks, but still, that, like, getting close to 2 minutes is, to many people, a pipe dream. It's so difficult to achieve. It is possible, but you need to play close to flawlessly, and you need RNG to be on your side as well. And yeah, what you pointed out with the oh hello, that's a very early hit. Yeah, that's going to help a lot. Not being able to, or Friq wasn't able to see Rinshy around the corner there. Unfortunately mispositioned. And what you were talking about with the tapping the M2, it's very similar to how Huntress and, or not Huntress, how Deathslinger also works, because you have that constant threat of the ability just unleashing at any time. And then, yeah, I'll talk about that more after this chase, because there's so much that goes into mind the moment you are exposed to that scenario, both on Survivor and Killer. But yeah, Friq already here in this very open zone, he had the God Moss, but then again, he didn't have anything to connect after. It's very unfortunate, and comes to show again how good that time actually was before, right?
Yeah, exactly. It goes to show that Demogorgon, you're not expecting to get a very good chase out of it. Demogorgon, you should be getting relatively short chases, like around a minute-ish. So a minute 50, that's scary for any survivor going into a Demogorgon set, knowing that they have such a tough win con. And a little mind game, you may not have noticed it, but on that maze tile, Demogorgon, I believe, is the only killer that when you look down, the head actually goes down. So if you are looking down as a Demogorgon, as you're mind gaming behind a wall, the survivor is going to be much harder for the survivor to see you over it. So I think he actually got mind gamed by that. He expected
that's something people use a lot on the Ormond tiles, if you know which one I'm referring to, the one on Macmillan. With you have those wooden boxes. So Demo, usually when he's stood up straight, or well, he never is the in-game model, but as tall as he can get. When you're just looking straight ahead with your camera and your head is in the normal position, then you can always see the Demogorgon across the tile. However, the moment he looks down, you don't see the head anymore at all. So it's almost like playing against Chucky in that scenario, depending on how tall or how tall the tiles are. And yeah, that's what you're referring to. Very important to point out for Demogorgons.
And now we're back in on my favorite set ever. Oh my god, I absolutely love this map.
Suffocation Pit Trapper. And yeah, the what I wanted to talk about, the pressing that M2 very briefly on the Demogorgon ability. In philosophical terms, you call it infinite regress. So it's basically this constant idea that you're trying to outsmart your opponent, saying like, I know that you know that I know that you know that I know that you know, which is logical on its surface, but it's this constant trying to one-up your opponent. And that's kind of also how these scenarios play out, because it's like this: I tap M2, I think that you're going to shred, which is why I crouch. But I also think that you're going to think I'm aware of it. And then it's just this constant overthinking is what it boils down to in the end. And that's where Demogorgon and Huntress and Deathslinger become so annoying to play around, because it's always this, yeah, are you going to use your ability or are you not? You can never know. No matter how many layers of prediction and anticipation you want to put on top of each other.
Yeah, it's really fun doing that with Demogorgon, where you just tap the M2 as soon as the server's in open field, and just seeing what they do, whether they just straight up hold W and accept the hit, or if they're like, I can dodge you easily. But Friq playing this super well. He played Shack, he got a lot of time out of it, even with the window bamboozled. He gets Jungle Gem, he gets free distance, and now he makes main. Now this already is going to be, this is looking to be a pretty solid chase already.
Oh yeah, similar to what we had with Marcus at the start too, immediately being able to skip all the way to main building, and as you said, that's an easy 30 seconds on the clock.
And see, he was able to vault the main window, force the Trapper to vault because he has to block this, otherwise Survivor can just run it and waste a minute plus. But as soon as he vaults that, he just makes to Godfiller on mid-map. And Friq playing this super well. He's got a pallet jump into a window here. Now this is, even with Bamboozle, this is dangerous. I think he gets hit here because of Bloodlust. No, he doesn't.
That was close, yeah. Second guessed him there, and that almost cost him that health state.
Now we're going to see the Terror Radius reading coming in. Oh, he wins that 50. Very nice.
Both of them.
Oh, he won it, but he lost it too. That was a... Oh, another one. Friq playing this incredibly well.
Yeah, it's that. It's the doctrine of never vaulting. But yeah, finally we see Rinshy getting that hit on the pallet gem that Friq was playing to absolute perfection so far.
A hit coming out, but it's already after 2 minutes. This is looking to be very good. He's got a Godfiller here. He's still got main building. He's got the main building palette, which not completely safe because of Bamboozle, but it's still very strong. Let's see now. Does he win this? He does. He makes main palette.
Yeah.
I think this is gonna be close at least.
Oh, the patience there, brutal.
Now it's just 50-50 time.
He tries to leave it. Does he actually make it to that window? He left.
Yeah, he makes
time. Wow, brutal. Friq making it all the way around. That is exactly where we saw chases earlier today fail because they got stuck on that pillar. But Friq just played that perfectly, and then also really nice changing his playstyle there because so far we've seen. Rinshy be very respectful of pallets, and then he just guns it, launches straight through, caught Friq completely off guard, and he finally goes down.
Yeah, anytime that happens to me, I'm always screaming in my head off, like, you just swing through there? Like, what are you doing? What do you think you're doing? But that was a good play. He expected Friq to play patiently, and he was able to save himself getting a 3+ minute win con.
Yeah, 2 minutes and 53, very close to that 33-minute mark that we are yet to achieve today. If we are at all even, because again, all of these killers are of relatively similar caliber, so it wouldn't be surprising if all of these times would boil down to very close distances between one another, talking about 10-second marks, which we have seen already so far. But yeah, 2 minutes 43, that's definitely the record of today.
Now, I feel bad for whatever killer it happens to, but I'm really hoping that we get like a 7-minute chase today. That would be so fun to watch because any killer getting 7-minute chase, you know the survivor's doing something like incredible, whether they've got insane RNG or they're jigging or combo both, whatever it may be. So those are always fun to watch, is when the survivor gets a really long chase. But like I said, I feel
throwbacks now.
I feel bad to whoever that happens to, if it does happen. Because getting run for that long never feels good.
And that makes me think about the Severance Synapse matchup we had in the previous Winter Circuit when I think it was Zynox who only got his first down 6 minutes and 5 seconds into the game after his entire power got ran out once on Ormond. That was brutal. That was the only instance we had anything of that magnitude. And it would be awesome to see because when we started seeing Pig being played, that immediately just gave me, or that awoke some memories in me of when the first times I was exposed to the concept of 1v1ing in Dead by Daylight. And that was when Nashtix ran Los Skillos Pig for 8 minutes in 2020 in a 1v1 event and won it.
I think
so yeah, it can happen.
Now, there was one time I was playing ladder. This was maybe a year ago or something. No. A little less than a year ago. The guy was new. He was just learning ladder, so I was trying to help him like learn the rules and everything. And he played Doctor, and I believe that wasn't even just his first time playing ladder. It was his first time like actually playing the game even.
Okay.
So we went Doctor set, and I think I got like a 15-minute chase, something like that. I was just in disbelief. Like. No hate to the guy, obviously. Like, he was learning, and I was happy to help him learn. And he asked me to not go easy on him because obviously he didn't want like to be babied or anything. But having moments like that where you get such a long chase, it's so incredible.
Dude, I would have put him on his top by then.
holding the check spot there so that he can tear radius read. Because if the tear radius gets louder, he knows he's on the inside. Because obviously he doesn't see him. And finally playing with live finesse.
I was about to say very risky to go for that pallet so early on because you don't really want to drop it. So Rinshy played that perfectly. You kind of want to pretend like you're going to drop it and then make the Trapper commit to. Oh, he gets this. Doesn't leave it. Okay, makes him kick it first before he tries to get back to that shack building. It's really difficult to get out of that situation once you're in that corner, on a corner tile. Gets the shack pillar drop. That's, yeah, so far this has been absolutely flawless. He's been getting exactly what he needs, and now he's got enough distance to make it to a tile further up or closer to main. And then if he gets it, or if he wins the tile, he could potentially chain it with main. And then again, as you said, it's plus 30 seconds for free on the clock.
Yeah, it's very nice track spots there. He's able to finesse here, so he can play this really risky. There we go. So this is the advantage of finesse. If you can avoid getting hit and like just absolutely trolling, getting hit super early, you can get such insane finesse value throughout the game. Like it makes so many things safe that were never safe before. Oh, good ping there coming out.
Brutal. Yeah, I like where he positioned his camera there, because obviously you don't want it to be on the pallet. You'll always see the red stain if the trapper's back on it. So he was just focused on looking at that corner, and he somehow managed to react perfectly to it. So, like, the reaction time on some of these players is incredible to watch as well, because you need to, like, first of all, you have the good camera position, yes, but you also need to react to it accordingly. And Rinshy's so far been playing this amazingly. Also made it to main after that first decisive hit came through, so exactly what we've been talking about so far.
Now this is one of my favorite palettes on this map, because he gets hit here. Unfortunate.
Maybe not Rinshy's favorite palette on the map.
Yeah, it's definitely not. It was good. It was very good chase though. It was very good from him. It's just after main, he didn't really have a whole lot to work with. The reason that's one of my favorite palettes because of that window next to it. If the trapper just gets absolutely juked on it, then they can make the window, and you just, as a trapper who that's happened to, you just feel like an absolute idiot afterwards. That's such an unsafe palette, and they make so much distance off of it.
Yeah, Friq in the end will also take set number 2. With a almost 50-second difference, even. I wanted, like, Rinshy's start looked so clean. It made me forget kind of like how high the win condition he had to get to, because that 3 minutes is pretty brutal. So yeah, getting to 2 minutes and 7 sadly wasn't enough by a long shot.
Yeah, a 3-minute win con, you have to play clean at the start and throughout the rest of it too. And unfortunately, he just didn't have a whole lot to, like, many safe things to work with. He didn't have any jungle gems or pallet gems, from what I remember.
Yeah, it's being consistent and maintaining that level. Can't just be a glass cannon, strong start, and then you have nothing to back it up with. We're going into a very interesting set now. This is the first time we're seeing this killer today, and it's also going to be completely different from what we've seen so far.
No
more M1ing.
A lot of people hate it. I actually love Blight 1v1s. Like, I know the chases, it's pretty straightforward. It's just basically just camp pallets and try to get a stun or try to force the Blight to play M1. But the Blight can actually outplay most things. Like there's some things where it's really difficult and you basically force him to a 50-50. But for the most part, he can outplay most things, and that's really fun for me to watch. He's got some good fillers here. Now, if he had this filler into a window, Blight is going to be hating his time on his map.
Yeah. Yeah, I always find this killer pretty scary of how much he can actually do. Then again, also really depends on the mastery of the killer. Also really nice here what Friq has just utilized is, obviously you have to normally go for like that first hit to give the side the extra distance. And in the case of Blight, it's just a rush. And you get, still, there's no rules restricting that you can't move while you're lunging. Or any interesting spin here.
Rinshy going for the...
So, yeah, Friq
just going for the 360 there, messing it up and losing a ton of distance.
That was pretty interesting. Very over the top. He also just completely going for that camera spin. But yeah, tried to go for the swerve, but yeah, in the end it's not about the camera, but more about positioning. And that enduring also really, really rough to play around, because even if you get those stuns, you hardly get anything out of it. And yeah, Rinshy unfortunately doesn't have much to play around here. Quick lethal rush right after that first bump.
Yeah, Blight is always a tough chase, but especially when the Blight is able to have enduring. They can just walk through pallets, and you can't play it as greedy as you normally would. Because even if you get the stun, you get pretty much no distance out of it. But also, a perk that Rinshy brought on the serve that you may not have noticed is he brought Quick and Quiet. Now, Quick and Quiet's actually good if you were to play maybe a Nurse or a Blight 1v1, because
jump into lockers.
Yeah, well, that and also the actual vaulting of windows or pallets. Because typically what you can do is, if you're, say, versus a trapper, you can slow vault a window, and the killer doesn't know exactly where you are, unless they have line of sight on you. But if you're behind a wall and the trapper or whatever it is doesn't have LOS, you can slow vault, and the trapper doesn't know exactly where you are. But with Blight and Nurse, they can catch up so quickly that you can't really afford the time that it takes to slow vault. So you can bring something like Quick and Quiet, get the advantage of them not knowing exactly where you are and still not being slowed down at all.
And again, with Nurse, you also really want to play that distant chase. And once you've broken line of sight, you have to go for fast forward. Otherwise, you're stuck in a 4 lane, let's say, and you have to do the fast forward. Otherwise, you have to go all the way around. If you fast forward, the Nurse immediately knows exactly where you are. If you've got quick and quiet, she has to guess.
Exactly, she has to guess whether you vaulted or you didn't. So it forces a bit more of a mind game out of it. And obviously, Finesse just really good at being able to camp a pallet, waiting for the Blight to get close enough, vault, and then the Blight gets auto-aimed onto the pallet.
You lose the 50-50. Psych, you didn't. You've got Finesse. And we're going to see the exact same build again, too. Blight chases are going to play out very differently because of simply how quickly they are. I wouldn't be surprised if we didn't see a single 1-minute chase, honestly. Unless the RNG's really on the survivor side.
Oh, he's got 2 jungle gems and a filler directly into Shack, so this is already looking very good for Friq.
Immediately.
Yeah, this is looking very good for Friq. And 48, and it may be Blight, but 48-second win con is still beatable.
Yep, absolutely.
He can pre-drop this, and then he can obviously just camp the pallet. I believe Rinshy's gonna break it. Yeah, he does. And see here, the quick and quiet mind game. He doesn't know he vaulted. There's no way to know.
Oh, unless he vaults right into him. But yeah, lunges, it has that live to save a skin.
Oh! Rinshy gets stuck on the wall and goes flying off to the side.
Out, yeah. Can't believe it's not butter.
He's probably just gonna hold W through this and swing. Yeah, I expected that.
Or hold S rather. Why is moonwalking around that? Yeah, Friq's not been hit, and 3, 2, 1, he's just accomplished the win con, or beat it. So yeah, he's going to immediately make me eat my own words, because this is very, there's nothing stands in Friq's way of getting past the 1-minute mark here. Yeah,
the best thing ever with Blight set is seeing so many safe tiles and being like, oh, well this is free like 10 seconds. Yeah, and 10 seconds isn't much, but versus Blight it is.
Yeah, he has all these pallets still dropped right next to Shack, so I wouldn't put it past him to just, yeah, try to get on the other side of the tile, play it super safe.
I want to see Rinshy pull out some amazing bump logic here. I want to see him put V1 to shame. Let's see.
No, he's got nothing else left, does he? Got that thick tree here, but yeah, there we go.
Yeah, absolutely nothing.
Yeah, Friq runs out of tiles in the end there, and Rinshy is just going to make quick use of that. However, that chase was it almost twice as long? Yeah, very close to 48, 40. No, it was exactly twice as long.
Oh yeah, it was exactly.